this North Carolina town, where the mountain meets the river, life once flowed peacefully along its banks. But when Hurricane Helene tore through, it didn't just change the landscape, it shattered lives.
No electricity. They won't let us have a light pole because there's not no sewer system here.
Along the river banks, debris is still scattered. Broken boards, shattered glass, and pieces of people's lives that were swept away in the storm. Everywhere you look, you see the aftermath. Empty foundations where homes once stood, the remnants of dreams and memories now buried in the mud. The river now carries with it the weight of loss. The land, still scarred, looks different, still grieving alongside the people who lived here. Yet, beneath the mud and the sorrow, there's a quiet sense of hope. The community begins to rebuild piece by piece. It was here that I met Angela, a mother of 2 young children who managed to escape as the floodwaters rose. As the waters surged, she and her children watched in horror from a safe distance, powerless as the river swept their home off its foundation, a home that was once a safe haven. Angela and her 2 young children now live in a camper, a temporary shelter as they work to rebuild their lives from the ground up.
When the flood came on the 27th, it took everything through my home. My 2 kids was living with me. And my mama's stuff is gone. And this is one of my kids. I got a little boy. And we barely made it out of that. When I woke up, the water was on my car. So kids got in the driver's seat, and I got in and put it 4-wheel drive, and I got out. And I went up my mom's. And so about an hour later, we watched it all go. I didn't get to watch it because I was devastated. My little boy. It's like, Nana, it's gone, it's going, it's going. So I was screaming. But after that, they had nowhere to go. I rented. I've been there 6 years. Same as I've had custody of the kid. I adopted her. And
there's where your house
yeah,
was?
here. That's the foundation.
Here, this house washed off the foundation, taken away by the storm waters.
And after that, they got this camper and nothing's working on it either. So we're in the cold and still in the cold. I'll use the buddy heaters, but I'm scared that the kids would knock something over on it and catch us on fire. So we're just trying to make it day by day.
And you said no electricity?
No electricity. They won't let us have a light pole because there's not no sewer system here. Even though if we got one of those outdoor
Porta
potties and have it pumped out every week, they still won't let us.
The neighborhood where Angela's home stood was once full of laughter, children playing in the warmth of home. Now it's a quiet expanse of empty foundations where memories linger in the ruins. Angela's home is gone, but like so many others here, her story remains. It's written in the debris scattered along the river, in the mud-covered earth where her children used to play, and in the camper where she now works to create a new life for her family. Hers is one of many stories here in Burnsville. A town reshaped by the storm, yet held together by the bonds of community. Recovery here is slow but steady. The hands and hearts of volunteers come together and hope finds its way into even the darkest corners. One of the most powerful symbols of that recovery is the repaired bridge, which now reconnects the town, serving as a testament to the strength and determination of the people to heal and move forward. Among the wreckage, personal items cling stubbornly to the mud, half hidden yet heartbreakingly visible. Child's toy truck, faded photograph clinging to a frame. Tree trunks are littered with debris lodged by the raging floodwaters. This water tower once stood tall several yards away. It's hard to imagine how something so massive could be moved so far. The tower, once standing tall and steady in its place, brought to a halt far from where it once stood. The force of the storm was unimaginable, sweeping away everything in its path. This tower is a stark reminder of the raw power of Hurricane Helene and the long journey ahead for this community to rebuild what was lost. The river may have changed the land, but it hasn't changed the spirit of the people here. And as they rebuild, hope will continue to flow, stronger than ever. there was more I could do, but for now, all I can do is offer my work, capturing and sharing the stories of what's happening here in western North Carolina. Through these documentaries, I aim to bring awareness to the struggles people are facing in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, hoping that by shining a light on these stories, others will see the need for help. This same scene is playing out in many communities in these mountains. Every repaired bridge, every volunteer lending a hand, every shared meal, it all speaks to a strength that Helene couldn't wash away. Power of the American spirit. Recovery is a process, one step at a time. For Angela and her children, it's about finding stability and hope in a new day. For the community, it's about rebuilding, not just homes, the spirit of Burnsville.
But it was cold this morning, and they start school Monday, so I'm just trying to get it situated where it wouldn't be so rough for them. That's our story, and it's a sad story for a lot more out here too.
I know.
And especially for the ones that lost their lives.
Especially.
We didn't know it was coming. We've had floods before. It's never done nothing like this, but this one was pretty bad.
If anyone feels moved to support Angela and her children in this holiday season, please reach out to me. I'll make sure that help reaches them. Together we can make a real difference for those who need it most.